Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tesro Live update. It's December 4th, 2022. So we got some pretty exciting stuff to talk about tonight, and hopefully you will be as excited about as I am. Some of them are sort of old new news, but I think it'll be fun to talk about and discuss. So let's jump right into it. Um, okay, so let's start with what came in this week. What's new in the shop? We got a bunch of Hornady goodies that arrived, and so let's quickly go over that. Very long awaited 17 HMR ammo. We've had this on order or back order for such a long time. We're so happy to finally have some, and this is pretty much the gold standard when it comes to 17 HMR. I mean, 17 HMR is Hornady caliber, so of course they make a good 17 HMR. But this VMAX bullet is in a lot of other 17 HMR ammo. Just Hornady got it right, and this is kind of the one. So yeah, so we got a bunch of this. We're happy to have it as empty box, just so that YouTube won't complain. So this is online. We it just arrived, and yeah, we're quite happy to have some in. Um, what else did we get? Oh, this is I almost kind of thought that we shouldn't be showing this because I don't want to get anybody excited, but we did get very small amount of. Oh my God, what is that? 143 grain ELDX in 6.5. The unobtainium projectiles. The reason why I wanted to show it is not to tease anybody, but we've had these on back order from our supplier from Hornady for very long time, and the reason I wanted to say is that we got small amounts of it. These are all kind of spoken for, and unfortunately we didn't get nearly close as much as we would like to see. But important thing is it's coming in, so that's good news. To me, that's a sign that things are starting to trickle in, and hopefully this will just pave the way for more of it kind of trickling up from Hornady to us here up north. But yeah, so that's unfortunately we didn't get as much as we would like to see it, and of course some of the back orders for this is they're ridiculous how long people have been waiting for it. But the good news is it's coming in, and I think that's really the key takeaway from it. Some other things that arrived: 300 PRC. This is also very difficult to get 300 PRC with 225 grain ELD match. This is, I mean, very hard to get. Anything PRC is hard to get, and we're happy to have anything in stock and anything to have on the shelf for these. And speaking of the PRC, we got some of the other very hard to get 6.5 PRC Hunter Precision with that 143 grain ELDX projectile. So a lot of folks are going to be happy to see that this is in shop. And speaking of the PRC family, sorry, speaking of the 143 grain the ELDX, we got some Hunter Precision 6.5 Creedmoor in is it upside down? No, it had 6.5 Creedmoor with 143 grain ELDX. Also a very good combination for both target shooting and for hunting. This is sort of a kind of do it all projectile. The other thing that arrived, and I kind of wanted to talk about this a little bit in general. This is not something that we get to kind of keep for a very long time, because it takes a very long time to get these in, and the both distributor and us have very few to have kind of on hand. But we did get some proof barrels in, and those have been on pre-order for quite some time. We love proof barrels. They're great product. And I'll have some here to show you actually. Oh, I actually put just for funsies, I put the two boxes together, so you get kind of like a nice big proof here. But we do love the proof product. Unfortunately, there's quite a bit of weight on the proof barrels. They do arrive. They are full in full production, but currently the wait is anywhere from 6 to 8 months, um, we can't really promise anything coming in quicker, even though sometimes they do. But really, we don't want to get anybody hopes up. So, but those of you that are familiar with proof barrels and are planning to do the builds, I mean, if you're doing the build for next season, you're probably already too late to kind of count on it. But if generally people kind of know already what they are planning to do. So just kind of doing a bit of a unboxing here. So each proof comes with this nice stylish black envelope, and I'm not going to actually open this to somebody's barrel. But instruction manuals in there, and I think some other pieces of information. And the barrel is nicely kind of packed in like this. And this is a nice carbon fiber one. I don't know if I was coming on the camera. I don't want to unpack it because I don't want to fingerprint somebody's nice pristine barrel. But I will unpack the other one because it's JP's, and he works here, so he can clean up his barrel, and we have taken it out already. So this one is a very very heavy stainless steel. It's got a really nice finish on it. This is a 6 GT in particular. Chamber for 6 GT. This is a drop in for a for Falcor action, and it's I think this is over 1 inch in diameter. It's very heavy. It's very satisfying to kind of have this really nicely machined a big piece of metal, and it's quite nicely done. We were actually admiring it the other day when they arrived here, and us being kind of the shooting geeks here, we were quite pleased to with the fit and finish of it. And I'm gonna put that down for now. So yeah, so what about proof barrels? So I want to spend a couple minutes talking about it. So the way it works is, unfortunately, there's nothing available to kind of get it next day, or very few. Contact us and we can check if there's something in stock that's kind of available right away. But generally, it's about 6 to 8 months wait for the proof barrels. Everything that is on the proof website is definitely available, but they will do custom barrels as well. So contact us, send us your your specs of what you're looking for, and we can price it out, spec it out, and see what the wait time would be. We're kind of crossing our fingers that maybe the well, I don't know how, somehow what would have to happen for proof to kind of start delivering things quicker. But if they did, we're quite pleased to have some more of that, some more of those barrels coming in quicker. All right, let's move on to what's coming in this week. I'm just looking here on the list and trying to kind of cherry pick some items. Lots of stuff's coming. Okay, let's start with the most exciting things. So looks like some CZ600s are in for real. Now, until I have one in my hands, and I will post some pictures of them, we can't really say for certain, but we have been invoiced for them, and looks like they are in the country, and we see the distributor posting pictures, so we should have some of them in now. Not the full spectrum, so not the entire line has been delivered and is here. So which means that we're only going to get some of them. I don't know yet. I said when I said we were been invoiced, I didn't see them. I was just got a notification from distributor that that we are getting some, but that's good. Again, this is kind of like with those bullets from Hornady. They're coming in, and we're really excited just to see what do they look like, what do they feel like. We watched lots of videos, we watched reviews from UK, from Australia, from US. We've gone through the whole recall and all of that, and we really just want to have them on our hands and check them out and see what they're like, and hopefully ships them out to the folks that have them on pre-orders. So that's a pretty big excitement that we have some CZ600s coming in. These will be post recall, which means that the recall ones never arrived in Canada. I think this is what delayed the shipment to us. So these will be the ones with a kind of post recall design changes applied to them. CZ never had them sitting around, so it's not like they pulled them off the line and then redid it. It's just that they changed the process and they're rerunning them. So I'm going to just sort of say that about 600s. I'm sure we're going to talk about 600s a lot more when they come in. So 457 updates. Looks like some lefties are in. This is super exciting. I'm not a left-hand shooter. A lot of my friends are left-handed shooters, and if you're truly left-handed, to contort, and if you've done everything left-handed in your life, to be forced to shoot left-hand. If you're left-handed and be forced to shoot right-hand, and especially if you have eye dominance to play in there, it's very difficult and awkward. And I know the lefties have uphill battle with gathering equipment. So we're very happy to see that 457s left-handed versions are coming in. And we should see some of those this or next week coming in. I don't think we're going to be getting any barreled actions or anything like that. So we won't be able to do any left-handed builds. And I'm sure that the folks that are left-handed PRS shooters, they're probably going to strip them down and rebuild them, to do something more fitting what their competition needs are. We mentioned one of the previous updates, the CZ LRP Black is incoming. That is, I believe it's basically the LRP specs, but just in a black color. Again, we'll see it. It's the description that we got from the manufacturer doesn't go into too much detail, but we'll see when they come in. I think those will look quite sharp in black. We do have some 457 builds in the works. I think we're just putting them together right now. So probably should be tested by this week or by the end of this week, and should have them online very, very soon. The other thing I wanted to talk about, and I get super, so bear with me if this is not excited for you guys, but I get as a shooting geek and a shooting industry geek, this is really, really exciting for me. So what happened is, so Namo Group announced that they're building a primer factory. Okay, so now I'm like, okay, so who the heck is Namo Group? Well, Namo Group owns Lapua, SK, Victorinox, Berger. So we love those brands. If you know us, you know that those are some of the brands that we really love. So they're building a primer factory. They announced they're building a primer factory in Victorinox, which is a small town in Finland. And this is not a new news. I don't know how, but I missed it. I think this was announced around the time that we just received small bore ammunition sometime in August, and we were so busy with that, and we completely missed it. Everybody here missed it, and somebody mentioned it to me last week, and I'm like, how did I not know about this? So anyway, so why is this a big deal? It is a really big deal. It is and it's not. So let's talk about this. And if you're not excited about it, just fast forward. But I really wanted to share this. So Lapua is a big part of Lapua's portfolio is loaded cartridges, and in order to make loaded cartridges, well, you know what goes in. You need your cases, you need powder, you need a projectile, and you need primers. Well, Namo Group, so the umbrella company for the for Lapua, manufactures all of those. So cases, of course, Lapua cases being industry standard, that's no brainer. The projectiles, they would be either Lapua or they're probably going to start loading some of the burger projectiles in there if they can even get their hands on them, because they're so popular. And for powder, of course, they're doing Victorinox powder, but the primers, Lapua hasn't in the past manufactured primers. And if you kind of think about what's going on with the global supply chain and all of that, it's of course it's a very, very logical move to have kind of full control over your supply chain. So why wouldn't you build a primer factory? Well, primer factory is not something you can kind of put together. Let's just build a building and we'll buy some machines and voila, we have a primer factory. There's quite a bit that goes into it, and there's a reason why even with such a demand on primers, they haven't sprung up. I know that there's some kind of rumors and talks about some other bunch of primers factories coming online. Whether they're going to happen or not, that's a question. It's very, very specialized manufacturing. Probably even more special. I would say more specialized than even powder manufacturing. First of all, it's highly explosive, and so it has to be extra carefully regulated, and the safety the safety rules and the process and protocol that goes around, and of course it will be very, very high level and very, very strictly controlled. But there is the other thing is it's also very particular product for very particular need. You can't kind of rejig your primer factory to make something else. Now, the other reason why I think this is happening is there's other big news that kind of I feel like whenever I talk to other shooters or people that are kind of in the industry, they kind of missed on it. I don't know if because it's so kind of 2 or 3 levels removed from us consumers, that's why it kind of got missed, or maybe the industry wanted to keep it quiet. But Beretta Group has acquired Ruag Amotech, and so who's Beretta Group? Well, we'll talk about it in a second, but who's Ruag Amotech, I think, is more important for this context of talking about Lapua building a primer factory. So Ruag Amotech is one of the largest ammunition, small caliber, what they call it, a small caliber. I mean small caliber in the world of the global world of ammunition. That basically means pretty much all the cartridges that us civilians have access to. So no tank ammunition and things like that. But Ruag Amotech is RWS, Dynamit Nobel, Gecko, Norma, and who am I listed here? Rottweil, shotgun shells, and also Anvil primers. So and this is direct competition to Namo Group. They're competing at sort of a high-end kind of a high-end ammunition market, and so now you have one conglomerate kind of taking over and controlling that full kind of having a full supply chain under its control. And when it comes to primer manufacturers, there are really not that many around the world. As far as we know, there's the one that's under the Ruag Amotech, which is the Anvil primers. And we don't see those in Canada very, very often. I mean, I think I've seen the box once, they're or twice. They didn't come in very often. They were quite pricey to be competitive with anything else that we get. Celia Bilot makes primers. They do actually make everything else, and we carry Celia Bilot ammunition, but they make small bore ammunition primers. So they're kind of full spectrum cartridge manufacturer. Then we have Fiocchi. Also something that is we don't see a whole lot in Canada. Looks like it started trickling in. I think we're going to see Fiocchi a little bit more. Looks like some distributors are trying to bring more Fiocchi ammunition here, but traditionally hasn't had a really huge presence on a Canadian market. But they're also full spectrum manufacturer. Fiocchi is quite a large producer of ammunition, and then there is Ginix, and we know Ginix because those are the Campro primers or Campro branded primers that we get in Canada. They come from Ginix, and Ginix is from my home country, Bosnia. That's where they are located. But Ginix is only a primer manufacturer. So I did say I was going to geek out. So bear with me. So why is this important? So it looks like Lapua actually wanted to make sure, or Namo Group wanted to make sure that they have their supply chain kind of controlled. And then you probably think, well, what about the primers that we use? Like those primers that you just mentioned, we never heard of them. What about CCI and Federal? Well, CCI and Federal are also both produced by the two North American companies, or two North American brands that belong to the same company. Same thing as Remington Ammunition, they all belong to Vista. So you have kind of three big now stacks of the companies that or a large conglomerate that own a bunch of different ammunition brands, and obviously now everybody wants to secure their own supply chain. So that's why I said it's at the beginning, this is kind of a big news, but on the other hand, really it's a very logical move for Namo Group. And why are we excited? Well, we're excited that because we hope that in a few years we will have a steady supply of primers. It's not going to solve our problem today. It's not going to solve our problem next year or the year after that or the year after. It looks like the factory should be coming online in 2025, and it will be full production capacity by 2027. At least that's what the kind of short announcement from Lapua said. If I see them at the SHOT Show, I will certainly ask them. But they're generally, Lapua is kind of tight-lipped about these kind of things until they are very certain, until they have a firm dates. But we'll see. I mean, I'm pretty excited about this personally. I really hope that the primers that do come from whatever the brand name ends up being, we don't even know what the brand name is. We do hope they're going to be on the same level of quality as the Victorinox powder and the rest of the Lapua product line. You keep seeing this. I cut myself. It wasn't a knife actually, and this is the joy of having young kids. When you pull out a Band-Aid, you never know what design you're going to get. Today is a BB-8. Before that, it was Spider-Man. So that's a big news from Lapua, and I think it's a pretty big deal. This was announced in August. Coincidentally, it was announced around the same, might have been even the same week that the Beretta purchase of the ROAG Amotech was announced. Oh, I did promise that I was going to say something about Beretta Group. So Beretta Group, who are they? Well, Beretta Group is also kind of like ROAG Amotech or Vista. They own multiple brands. Beretta, Benelli, Steiner, just to kind of name the few. Burris. What's the other one there? There's a bunch of other ones that they're just escaping my mind there. But Beretta Group is probably, they are the oldest firearms manufacturer that's still operating in the world, and probably one of the largest firearms and ammunition companies that is open to the civilian market, together with FN. I think they're the two largest right now in the world. All right, so that was a lot of me geeking out about stuff. So let's take a look at something else. I wanted to talk about a little bit about some Christmas ideas for you guys. I know that sometimes Christmas can be very stressful, and you want to get sometimes a gift, maybe a last minute gift for someone, but sometimes people have just enough stuff, and like, what do you get them? I mean, and so I'm going to show you a couple of items that Personally, I would have been happy to receive any of them, even though they might be seconds or thirds in terms of I already might have something similar. But I think they make up a good gift, and they're all Victorinox stuff. So let's take a look at some of them. So this is unfortunately this one comes in this pack, so I can't open it. But this is a Victorinox Hunter, or sorry, Huntsman, not a Hunter, and it's in this nice camel, which is great. The only drawback on the camel is it's not actually good for taking the bush because, well, it's camel, so if you drop it, you're going to lose it. But it's a very good, a cool design. I think it's a better urban knife than a bush knife, because the camel one will get lost pretty easy. I mean that's kind of defeats the purpose. But it's a Huntsman, and it comes with a kind of standard array of a Victorinox on a kind of Swiss Army knife. Comes with a 2 blades, a saw, scissors, those excellent Victorinox scissor, a corkscrew, bottle opener, can opener, and a bunch of other smaller accessories. So that is one. The other couple I wanted to show is this is really cool actually. This we were super excited, and we didn't advertise it enough, which is the reason why we still have some. So this is a Victorinox folding kitchen knife. These are, so they call it a foldable paring knife. I think this is a picnic. This is going to become a picnic 101 item to have. What's really cool about it is that it's your Victorinox paring knife, which we all love to use in the kitchen. Our kitchen utensils drawer is full of them. We got a bunch of them, but these, whenever you kind of pack them for picnic, if they are actually properly sharp, they will always either sticking out or of the whatever you're packing in, or they'll cut something, or that's just kind of awkward to pack. These are really nice because they fold and they're a little bit safer, easier to pack, and you can even have it as your pocket knife when you some people don't really carry knife daily, but when you're picnic, there's always something that you need a knife for. So these are really nice presents. They come in variety of colors, pink, red. If you want to know something more neutral, they come in black as well, and they do come in a serrated and a straight blade version. Now, something that I personally really love as a product, and I used one earlier. That's not where I got a cut from, by the way. So this is the Wine Master from Victorinox, and I use it, and I got this one because I just love this product, and I was super excited to see it. If you have a wine connoisseur or somebody in the yourself or somebody that you're getting presents for that likes wine, this is a really nice product. So I'm just going to try to just kind of show you here the box that comes in. It's nice. This one is with a wood with a walnut handle, which is really nice. I mean, if you're a wood guy, like walnut. So there's your wine opener, your standard corkscrew, but the actual the part that goes against the bottle, so they give you leverage to pull out the corkscrew, is a 2-stage. And it's a very clever design, because when the corkscrew goes into the bottle, as you're pulling out, this first stage is going to be against the neck of the bottle, and as you're pulling it out, it's going to go out, and then you go this kind of go to the second stage, and then you pull out. I know it sounds a little bit more complicated, but after you use it first time, you'll be like, I see what it means. And this is very, very intuitive to use, very, very easy to use. Comes with a full-size blade. And this is one of the coolest parts here. First time I opened the knife, it took me forever to figure out how to close it, because I'm like, it's a locking blade, and I'm putting quite a bit of pressure here. I'm like, how do you close it? And I was looking for liner lock or something like that. To release it, it's actually to press this little Swiss Army or Victorinox, sorry, logo here. So as you press the logo here, then you can close the blade. It's very cool, and then also has the little sort of serrated knife. This is to cut the Usually there's a wrapping kind of on top of the bottle, so you can kind of cut that plastic, or sometimes it's a little thin aluminum. So very nice. I would have been very happy if somebody bought one of these for myself, but nobody did, so I got one for myself last year. And another thing I wanted to kind of show, since everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people acquired some new handguns this past few months. Some of them are still waiting for them. But if you know somebody who's acquired one and they would like to kind of make it a little bit more exciting, and I mean exciting in terms of colors, a very easy gift to get is to get a anodized colored grips. So in particular, these are for CZ pistols. These will fit or most of the CZ75s, and also tactical sports. They're interchangeable. We have both of them with just a standard. Actually, I should take this out to show you. I'll just tease you. So the standard ones kind of come with just the little CZ logo, but there's also ones that come with the Shadow 2. I think we might have some with the tactical sport on it as well, and of course there's Ematech brass ones. I don't have it here on the table to show you, but they will also change the feel of the pistol, so that they might be a little bit not as simple and easy present to get. These will straight replace the OEM grips. They just add color, whereas the Ematech ones are more of a change of the feel. They do go straight on and replace the OEM ones, but they will add weight, and they come in different sizes, so they're more of a tuning component. Might be a little bit more difficult to kind of get it right if you don't know exactly the person that you're getting it for. So that's it for some of the Christmas ideas. Oh yeah, and we have these in gold and black and silver and I think orange as well. Where's the purple as well? So, and green too. Yeah, so a bunch of different colors. Yeah, so something to consider. Yeah, I went a little bit over time today. Apologies for geeking out on the Lapua stuff. But thanks everybody for tuning in and listening in. Our newsletter is going to come on Tuesday. We'll announce and list off all the things that have arrived, and don't know if we're going to have the new products that we mentioned already in by the newsletter, but certainly we'll announce it as soon as they come in, and perhaps by the next week's time for video, we'll have some of these new goodies in here to talk about them. Newsletter Tesro Tuesday comes out every Tuesday. Don't forget to subscribe. Most of the things that we talk about here and a lot more are in there. Links to the products that we can't link in the video here due to YouTube restrictions are in the newsletter, and other information as well. If you need to email us, info@tesro.ca, phone 613-729-8059. We're here and available, and of course www.tesro.ca. Always a good place to start. Thanks everyone. Have a great rest of the Sunday, and we'll chat next week. Bye for now.